Mary J. He progressed to pills, and then finally to H, which was mind blowing to me. I actually found his stash, and it was hidden in his room. He would come home and he would go right to his room, and I'd hear rustling and stuff like that. So I went to that area, and I found a loaded needle and baggies. When I found that, my heart just hit the ground. I was raised uh, in an era where, stuff like that, using H wasn't that prevalent. And it blew my mind when I found it. I just couldn't grasp it. And that's when I really, really started, my depression. It brought me down a lot. Uh, every time he did have, times of sobriety. It wasn't that he was, uh, you know, not sober at any point, from his first usage to when he finally passed. Uh, he did have sobriety during that time, and those times were great. It felt, when he was actively going to meetings and with his sober friends, and living a sober life. You know, that's when I felt more at ease. I could sleep. I didn't have to constantly worry, who he was going out with, and when he would be home, uh, because I knew he was out there with his sober friends. And that his sobriety, uh, it did change him to a totally different individual. And there was one distinction that I made, and it was that my son, during his addiction, was comprised of two separate beings, so to say. One was the addiction or addict, which I could not stand. I was always tense around, and it just, put me uneasy, uncomfortable. And then there was the other side of him, which was my son, who I loved and loved to be around and watch and see him and see what he was doing. So that distinction really helped me to know the difference between the addiction and the person, and that helped me to really start to love my son again. And it's the addiction in him that was the nasty uh, part of him, the manipulating part of him. But like I said before, he did have times of sobriety. He did. Uh, he has a coin here. We kept them. Uh, and this was the one of the 12-step programs that he was in, and it was a 24-hour sober pin or coin that he got, uh, which for him at that time was a big thing. Uh, I have another one of his coins, uh, and this was for his 1 year of sobriety. And on it, it says, "Pain is necessary, suffering is optional." Uh, so that to me is, kind of self explanatory. He loved poker. He started 4 businesses on his own from scratch. Uh, also had ADD. And it was actually through him seeing somebody uh, about his ADD that I started to investigate about, ADD and its symptoms and stuff like that. And I bought a book, and the